welcome to Sue Online and Around the Sue with Mike Caruso. Today we're back with Chef Otto, and he's going to show us how to make an apple pie. And as usual, before we start, we have an Italian toast.
Salute! Cantani, Mike.
Okay, our Otto, what's your famous saying though?
Famous saying, pasta senza vino è come il cuore senza amore. That means pasta without wine is like a heart without love.
Now today's show really is designed for the guys, because guys really don't know how to make an apple pie. Most women do know how to make apple pies, but guys, So Chef Otto is going to show us how to do it. And we begin by what?
Well, the first thing when you're making a pie, the most important thing in making a pie is the pie crust. Okay, we're going to get into the pie crust. But before we do the pie crust, today I'm going to do apple pie, so I'm going to make sure that we clean the apples right, and then we season it and let it in the fridge for maybe half an hour or so. While the apples are in the fridge or in the cold room for about half an hour to an hour, marinated all the spices, then I'll show you how to make the crust. To make apple pies, the most important thing should be a tardy apple, like Granny Smith, but you can use any apples. Now, first thing you do, get a nice apple, make sure it's not bruised. If it is bruised, you cut it off. Let me show you a nice apple, core it. Okay, maybe got one of these. If you don't have a core, it's very easy. Just peel it and cut it off. I'll show you after. See, the core comes out. There's no waste, no nothing. Then you get a peeler, like a they call it a vegetable peeler, but whatever. So peel your skin. Now, if you don't peel at all, there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, there's definitely nothing wrong with the peeling, but it's just in the pie it gets very doesn't cook properly. So that's why I recommend to peel your apples.
How many apples does it usually take for one pie?
It depends on the size, but it could take about 4 to 6. Depends on the size. I could take these ones here, probably about 6 to 8, depends. And again, depends on if you make 8-inch pie, 10-inch pie. Now, next thing you do is you slice them. Okay. Now, don't go much bigger than this. I mean, you could go much bigger than that, but then the thing is, doesn't really cook that well. Now, it seems a lot of people go this much, but it all depends which one. Where does it crunchy? This one here, it doesn't take very long to cook, and it comes nice and crunchy. Well, here we are. Finished all the apples. Now, I just want to show you, these are 6 apples, 6 Granny Smith apples. I want to show you, it's enough for about 10-inch pie. Remember, when you're making fresh apples, you always should make your apple pie heaping because it will cook and wilt down. So here's a nice 10-inch pie, 6 apples. Now I'm going to put in this bowl, then I'll put some spices in it, some cinnamon, some sugar. So I'm going to put some brown sugar. Brown sugar, probably. I'm sorry.
All measured?
No,
or just by
brown sugar, it should be approximately one pie. If you put a 75-80 ounce, about 3 tablespoons should be good. 3-4. So again, depends on the apples you have. Now, if you have the tardy apples from the island or from around town, you want to put a little bit more. If you're Granny Smith, maybe a little bit less. But 3 or 4 brown sugar. Now, there are a lot of people that use white sugar. You use whatever you want. I like using brown sugar. It's got a little bit more, I don't know, not sweet, but a little bit more body to it. Yeah. A little bit of cinnamon. Again, cinnamon like I have it written down here, but cinnamon, about half a teaspoon, maybe not a teaspoon, depends again. Depends on your taste buds. If you like a lot of cinnamon. Yeah. Now remember, a lot of people like cinnamon. And I always like to put a little bit of nutmeg. Not everybody likes nutmeg, but I just put just a pinch of nutmeg. Nutmeg kind of gives you that baking flavor. Just a bit, just a little pinch of nutmeg in there gives you a little bit of flavor. And a bit of salt. Maybe, again, just like the nutmeg. Okay. Now we have, oh, the other thing you have to put in is some lemon juice or lime juice, or else your apples will turn brown. Now the reason why the apples turn brown is because when you peel them, the sugar comes out of it, the sugar oxidizes and turns brown. So I would put about possibly a cupful, maybe a cup and a half, and you blend them together. This way your apple doesn't turn brown. Now if for some reason the lemon juice or the lemon lime, or some people you use vinegar, doesn't really catch your apple, you see some spots are brown, there's nothing wrong with it. All it is sugar getting brown. There we go. And now this is ready for the pie, but it should sit in the fridge about half an hour to an hour. That way everything marries together, everything blends in. While this is marinating, we make the pie crust. Then remember when you finish making the pie crust, that should rest for about half an hour, 20 minutes to half an hour. That way the gluten and the flour. So I'm going to put this in the fridge and I'll be right back with the flour and we'll make the pie crust.